welcome to Half Pint Cooking. Now with last week's video, we learned how to make whipped cream. And so we have that here. And for us, it's actually the same day, but you had to wait a week unless you watch this later. So we have our cream. And if you want to learn how to make this, remember to watch that video. But today we're gonna make Swedish pancakes to eat them with. Now these are so good. It's a family favorite. We grew up with them. My mom lived in Sweden for 2 years, and so this recipe actually came directly from Sweden, but it's an old recipe. So I'm sure there's little variations that they've made now, but we love this recipe, and they're really similar to crepes, but just a little bit different, and then you roll them up and eat them different too.
We call them big pancakes.
We call them big pancakes because the crepe is kind of small, but these, we try to make them really big.
Huge.
Well, not that big, but we try to make them bigger. So first of all, we need 3 eggs. Kate has learned how to crack our eggs, and she loves to do it. Just do one at a time. If we leave them on the counter, then they might fall off, and then we have a big mess. So remember, we crack the side of the egg, and then we stick our thumbs in and crack it open. And look, you're not even getting any shells in. So while she's washing her hands, I want to make sure that you guys have a griddle or a pan on your oven, on your stove that's about that big, a skillet. We're going to use a griddle, and we just want it to be nice and warm. So we've got that heating up. Okay, now with our eggs, we're going to whip them really hard. So you need a good whisk, and you want it to make it look, you want it to be like a lemon colored. So you've got to keep mixing. Get mixing, Kate. So you mix it really hard. If you want to use an electric hand mixer, you could do that too. And while she's doing that, I'm gonna measure 1 1/4 cups of milk. Okay, do you wanna dump that in? Good, now mix it up. Okay, now we're gonna sift in our flour, sugar, and salt. So we need 3/4 cup of flour. You don't have to measure this a special way. We're just gonna put it on.
And then it'll go down.
Okay, it will go down in just a minute. And then we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of sugar. Yeah, do you wanna put it in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then 1/2 teaspoon of salt.
It's gonna go down, yeah, I know. That's too low, it's gonna go down.
And 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And we're gonna give it a little stir. And what we do is we kind of shake it in. And it breaks up those clumps in the flour so that it's less clumpy in the pancakes. Now some pancakes you wanna make sure not to stir it very much or too much, but these ones you're fine to just stir away. Mix it in, Kate. I should tell you that I've already made some caramel syrup, so make sure to watch that video too, because this, you can use any of the syrups, just one of our family favorites is the caramel syrup with it. So now we have our hot griddle, and I know that they say you're not supposed to spray these. You can put some butter on it if you want. I just go ahead and I spray mine anyway. We're just gonna make 1 on this. So you make sure you have a flat bottom. And you get, looks like it's about 1/2 cup. And watch. You just put it down and around and try to make it as big as possible. And I like to use the bottom of the cup to kind of flatten it out and make it big. This has been, see it's kind of coming off the edge, it's okay. So I have this set for 375 degrees, and you can see that it's kind of cooking on the outside. So you can kind of see it's like drying out on the top, and it's just slowly drying out towards the middle. Might be ready. Yeah. Just break that part off.
I wish I could have that piece.
You love eating the little pieces, huh? Now be careful, make sure you have some adult supervision with the heat. I kind of like to go all the way around it a little bit so I know that it's gonna flip good and not make a big mess. And you go to the middle and you go fast. 1, 2, 3, fast. Look at that. Beautiful. We're just gonna eat it right now. Is that okay? Take it off and put it on our plate. Then we're gonna just keep cooking. I'm gonna spray. The first few need some spray, and then after that, you should be okay. This recipe is really easy to double or triple. I know when I make them for my family, I have to 3 times the recipe. So our family favorite filling is to slice up a banana really thin. So you can just kind of, I'm using this kind of as a cutting board and holding it and being very careful that it doesn't go through. Okay, and I just cut them really thin. Or you can get a cutting board and a plate and do this too. Okay, so I put them in the middle, like this. Okay, now we have our caramel syrup, like I said we made. Careful, it's really hot. And we're just gonna put a little bit down the middle. Doesn't need a lot.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we have to have our cream. Then I just put little dollops of cream down the middle. This really is just like a dessert. Forget breakfast. And then the trick to these is you put your fork in there and you just twist it. Just like that. And look. You have a Swedish pancake. To make it pretty, sometimes I'll do another dollop of cream on it. That didn't look very pretty. Or you can put some more syrup on top. Fancy it up however you want. But now we have a Swedish pancake. Or my thing. And then you just cut it like this and eat it cut up like that. For the kids, you know, sometimes I'll cut them up a little bit more, use a knife and cut it all up, but that's how we eat our Swedish pancakes. I think we need to eat. I give it a thumbs up. I think you should give us a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and share it with your friends and make this. Bye.
Bye.
Don't mind us. We're just busy eating. We call them, okay, your hair looks funny. It's just. That was scary. Uh-oh, is it stuck now? Dang it. The music, the clock.